Man, Bama Boy has chimed in again. Let me hit this. That's some stupid shit. What basketball player has gotten his leg broken by a police officer? Exactly. One basketball. I can't think of his name. He played for the Knicks. He was in Atlanta and got his damn leg broke. He's light skinned and didn't have a hard life. Those dirty motherfucking police still violated him. Shout out to that Bama Boy. Exactly, man. It don't make a difference when these damn when the blue ninjas get behind your car. They don't care if who the hell you are. They will shoot your ass dead. And if anybody disagrees, oh, it's a hard job and it's this and it's that. Look, man, I don't want to hear that shit about a hard job. Thabo Cephalosha. Thank you, Joe, for using it. And for those who don't know, Joe from Houston is my executive producer. He's the executive producer of the End of the Bench podcast, so just in case anybody didn't know that. But you know, we must take this conversation out of their mouths. Look, y'all. And maybe this is a conversation that needs to be had with me and Chief Rock on tomorrow's show, but I'm going to say it on today's show as well, because then you can listen to today and tomorrow. We have to stop having this conversation and stop asking people for help. I'm sorry, y'all. Look, America put our community in this trick bag that we in. And ask yourself this. Who has ever put you in a trick bag and helped you get out of it? So why we ask, oh man, y'all got to do right by it? They not. Do men who beat women ass go, you know what, baby, I done kicked your ass long enough. Let me help you get a new apartment and get the hell away from me. No, they don't. They continue to abuse those people, women, children, elderly, women who abuse men. That happens, y'all. And whatever the situation, people who put you in a bad situation do not help you out of that bad situation. So we're going to have to circle the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Big ups to Chris Berman, who used to say that back in the days. Big ups to him, man. But we're going to have to get together as a community and work alongside of each other. Because ain't nobody going to help us. Because you know what? I listen to sports radio from time to time, and I always I've heard people that I assume are from all different cultures. I've heard someone who sounded like a white guy, and he announced himself as a white guy. I heard a guy who sounded like he was a Latino guy. He didn't announce himself, but he has a Spanish accent. And I've heard people from our community, this is football. We don't need that. Not a problem. What we need to do, and I'm sorry, Chief, I know Chief Rocket like to talk about this type of stuff on our show, but I'm apologizing to my partner. Chief, I'm sorry for talking about this right now, but it just is on my soul, man. We are going to have to stop talking about this publicly. We've allowed the mainstream media to take away or to minimize one of our heroes, which is Colin Kaepernick, a role model, which is Colin Kaepernick, and reduce him to a dude who's just trolling for fame. No, he's not that guy. Because you know what? You know why mainstream media is really pissed off at Brother Kaepernick? Because Brother Kaepernick is doing and not talking. See, a lot of people stand out here and beat the tambourine and say what they did and pound on their chest, and then they get in front of the camera. They take camera opportunities. Colin Kaepernick is just doing. So big ups to Kaepernick, and I'm gonna have to tell our community to sit your ass down, sit your ass down, and start working together and stop talking. You know what I'm saying? It is time to shut the hell up and turn to some actions, because if you allow people who are in control of this narrative to tell your story will always be told inside out. Another thing, or to piggyback off that point, I'm begging all the athletes that will be listening to this show, that are currently listening to this show, and the future athletes that will listen to this show. How about this? Don't kneel anymore, brothers. Just come to the community and help. See, again, this ties right into my theory of let's just stop talking about it. See, because at the end of the day, if our brothers start doing this, coming on Chief Rocket's show, coming on my show, and coming on any other talk forums that are out here that are directed towards our community, then what will y'all do? Just imagine all those stars that go on ESPN First Take. All those stars that go on Chris Carter's show. I like Shannon Sharp, so I don't want him to stop going to see Shannon, because Shannon is a good brother. I don't like that clown Chris Carter though. So the Chris Carter show and the Stephen A show, and they start coming to our shows, if they just gave plain Jane ass answers oh, well, that's a coach's decision. I just executed the plays. And then you come on our show and you start talking it up and giving us what the mainstream media want. That creates power. That puts money in my pocket. That puts money in Chief Rocker pocket. That puts money in our community. And then we can go open up a grocery store. We can go open up a gas station. We can go open a dry cleaner. We can go open up a movie theater, things of that nature. And then we can move forward, because that's how you move forward, folks. Asking somebody who kicks you in the ass to stop kicking you in the ass, or standing in front, talking to mainstream media about our problems is literally like standing in front of an ass kicking machine, pumping quarters in it and wondering why your ass is sore. Stop it, folks. Let's stop that. Stop it. With that being said, let me get back to my
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. This is, for those who just joined the show, this is the End of the Bench podcast on Built for This Network. If you just tuned in, hit follow on the Built for This Network so you can get alerts to all of our shows. We have a plethora of shows. My man, number one Chief Rocker, kicks us off Monday, which is yesterday, with a sports and entertainment show and an all around fun, engaging show. Today is me. Tomorrow, me and Chief Rocker do a show together. It's a whole lot of energy, a whole lot of fun, and a whole lot of information. Thursday is my brother Mukadeen, DJ Mukadeen. Friday is Victor Morrow. And at some point, he on hiatus right now. He on vacation. He got his feet kicked up in the Bahamas. He the glue of the network. For those who, a lot of people think it's just me and Chief Rocker. The brains behind this whole get down is our brother, the number one, the crown holder, the number one DJ in the Eastern part of the country, DJ Knox, who rocks the box, the crown holders in the building. But for those who just think it's me and Chief Rocker, no, DJ Knox is a pivotal part of our organization here at Built for This Network, and we are looking for different podcasts. So if you have a different, have a different spin on it, it could be something totally to the contrary. You get on here and say, HRap doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Get on here and say it, man. It's all good, man. But back to my list. I'm talking about the top 9 people, the most dynamic 9 that I've seen play in college. These are not the best players. Again, they are dynamic, though. They are the
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Number 9. Speaking of 9, is Tommy Frazier. Number 8 is our brother Michael Vick, left hand bias. Vince Young, additional left hand bias. Y'all already know. But this guy, dynamic in baseball, dynamic in track, dynamic in football. 1986 Heisman Trophy winner, drafted by the Tampa Bay at the time Buccaneers, and then the owner of the well, you wrong again. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This dude is Vincent Bo Jackson. Power, speed, finesse. He can do it all, man. Bo Jackson. I saw him in the game, Auburn versus Texas A&M. They was blowing them out, put Bo on the bench for about a half a quarter, put Bo back in the game so he could seal the game with a 65-yard run, touchdown run. It's Vincent Bo Jackson. He the number 8 guy on that. And if Joe Montana was that such a great college player or a dynamic college player, he wouldn't have went in the 4th round. Joe Montana was a very good college player, but he wasn't a dynamic college player. Now, number 5, I hate his school. He was ahead of his time, and this just shows you that I got my girl Miss Gigi. She'll be on in a couple hours with New Max Radio. She in the building, her and Mandela. Look, this is a movement, y'all. We helping each other. Hit the follow on New Max Radio, so when Miss Gigi hit the air tonight, it's going down. Look, we gonna make this thing pop, man. Now, back to what I was saying. This is a perfect example of NFL coaches being A, racist, and B, lazy as hell. The true identity for a coach is being able to adapt the players to your system, not make the players fit into your system. Every peg is not square. Everything is not round. You must adjust this. This must be like a socket set. This shows how lazy and racist the National Football League was at this time and still is. Tony Rice. I hate Notre Dame, but Tony Rice was one of the most dynamic football players I've ever seen in my life. And look, The dude could run the ball. He could throw well enough to win. Last national championship, Tony Rice, Tim Brown, 1988. I could just happen to be graduating from high school that year. Big ups to Tony Rice. He in the building. Much love. Again, this dude, this is arguably, I got my girl Moni is in the building from the north side of Chi-Town. Thank you, Moni Love, in the building. This next dude, he don't get his due because, again, this is another part of the reason this dude is not great. Shannon Sharp mentioned it, and I had already been saying it. Part of the reason this dude don't get his just due is because arguably the greatest football player ever, is clearly the greatest defensive football player ever. One, Lawrence Taylor. This dude could catch the ball. He was fast as grease lightning. He could run you over, run past you. He didn't have a whole lot of lateral movement. And for those who don't remember, when the USFL, first of all, he went to the USFL, dominated there, 2,000 yards. 2008, 2,000-yard rusher. Went to the NFL, was an all-purpose back for the Dallas Cowboys, and put them back on the map by trading him. But he went up to Minnesota. People think he fell off, but it was a stupid-ass coach. Can't think of his name right now. He looked like George Burns, but to show you how old I am. Can't think of his name right now. Dumbass coach didn't use him properly. Herschel Walker was the MFing man. Trust and believe. And what I mean by Lawrence Taylor, this was a dude, it's a traditional I-back, and instead of Tom Landry and Jerry Burns, that was his name, Jerry Burns up in Minnesota, using the power sweep, student body left and student body right. He kept him in the I formation and allowed teams to adjust to him, and they didn't run him enough because they was busy trying to make Wade Wilson and Chris Carter and Jake Reed them superstars. They should have been running the ball down your throat, and then bang. He would have been a more effective back. But again, we're gonna have to have this conversation one day. When we're gonna have to have this conversation about these sorry ass coaches not being able to adapt. If you ever noticed this, you've never seen a college football player, no matter how good or bad he was, his skill set not be utilized. When you get to the pros, all of a sudden you're not good enough. Are these young men not good enough, or are these coaches not good enough? That's the question I have. And I'm not going. Hey, I forgot to do this when he came in the chat room. Big ups to Kirby Clemenza Alexander. He always asks for the hand clap, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to him for the one time.
I hate you. I don't even know you, and I hate your guts. I hope all the bad things in life happen to you and nobody else but you.
Yeah. Laugh at that, Chief Rock and Kirby. How about that? Now, with that being said, I'm going straight football for the next, until the show over. I'm going straight football, and y'all know how the football segment starts. It starts just like this.
Come on. We will win. Because we will hit all game. We are motivated. We are dedicated. Come on now. We will win. Because we are the best on the field. And we hit the field like, all day like, all night like, on the blue light, offense like, defense like, his squad like, house call like, and it sound like,
Right before I start this football segment, my main man Christian Reinhardt came in. I'm going to give you 2 claps just to make Kirby and Chief Rocker mad. Did anybody, if anybody didn't hear this, Kirby and Chief Rocker, this is for Chris Reinhardt. How y'all like that? Now, back to my show, you weirdos. Now, back to this, man. We got a whole lot of NBA, NFL conversation, man. First of all, I started off on a somber note. Ended with a somber note in college, with basketball. I'm going to start this off with an equally somber note. A lot of people are always talking about Twitter is where the crazy people hang out. Twitter, you get a lot of information, man. The reason people don't want you to do the whole Twitter thing, in my personal opinion, is the fact that Twitter is a bunch of people sharing information, and they share some of it. It depends on who you follow. If you follow a bunch of goofballs, then